Okay, Josh, welcome to Fives. We're going to start with 5 big moments going all the way back to the start of this season, back to last summer, when you signed for the club. Nearly 12 months on now. What are your memories looking back to that first week at Manchester United? What was the first time you came to Old Trafford? You've now played here plenty of times, you've been here loads of times.
Yeah.
How do you think back to that first visit?
Yeah, you could just feel how iconic the stadium is. You know, you can just, I don't know. I just remember it was a rainy day, of course, and it was my first time in the stadium actually, and it was just a special feeling. You know, it's a special stadium, and yeah.
Your first impressions of Manchester as a city as well, have they changed over the last 9-10 months?
No, been the same. Obviously, at the start I was living in the middle of the city, and now I'm a little bit more outside, and people are the same. Everyone's just very polite, very nice.
Your second big moment we want to talk about is your debut.
Yeah.
Our Fulham game, and you came off the bench to score. It must have felt like the perfect start.
Yeah, you couldn't really create a better moment than that. It was the perfect scenario, you know. Yeah.
Who did you celebrate that moment with? Not just on the pitch, but afterwards. Was family, friends, were they there to see it?
Yeah, my dad was over, and my best friend, my brother, was over, and being my agent, and yeah, it was. We didn't celebrate that big, you know, because yeah,
It's just one step, but yeah.
But it was a nice moment, of course, to share with your family and friends.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to skip forward a few months to your third big moment. There were a couple we could have had. There was a double against Everton we could easily have included, but the one that felt bigger to me as a fan was Arsenal in the FA Cup and the winning penalty. That was shortly after there'd been the reaction from the crowd, and lots of players would have folded in an environment like that. How did you not? What was it that gave you this ability to come back so strong?
I don't know really. I just spent time. You know, my dad was there for me, my mum, my best friend, who basically lives with me in Manchester. So I was surrounded by good people. I'm surrounded by great teammates. You know, my teammates, they made sure I felt alright. You know, yeah. End of the day, I'm here to play football, so there's no reason for me to really fall in that situation. You know, so yeah. Arsenal's a great response, I think.
How did that moment feel? I remember standing in your way and just hoping it would work.
Yeah, the thing that gave me a confidence boost as well is, let's not forget, the away game against Liverpool is where, in my head, I kind of lost the fans a little bit, and the fans then they were chanting my name, and it just gave me a confidence boost that, you know, not really finished there, you know what I mean? So, and then Arsenal was just great because 10 men surviving against a good team, and then in the end winning it in a way like this, it's just an eruption, you know. So that was just a nice moment, yeah.
Yeah. For the whole team, that game felt. We spoke to Toby Connor recently, who came off the bench in that game. It was one of the first real examples of like the fight that this team has since Ruben came.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Next big moment, Real Sociedad, home and away, because your goal away was very important.
Yeah.
And a good one. First of all, what are your memories of that?
Yeah, I remember we had the tough Fulham game at home where we got knocked out, 120 minutes, then we had to go to Sociedad, good team, good with the ball. And then, yeah, we kind of grew into the game, and the goal was obviously a goal, so it was very nice. But I think the home game was a bit more special. The home game was, I think, until now. Of course, we've had Lyon, for me, a bit different because I was in the stands, but Sociedad home game was, I think, for me, that was maybe like my first, the first time I seen Old Trafford really go like crazy, you know, like no matter the situation, because they scored first. And then that was, I think, the first time we turned the game around because of the fans, you know, like they just really took us there. So that was nice. That was really nice. And everyone was just fired up because of that. And, yeah.
For you personally as well, or individually, that game, you didn't score in the home game, but your performance had, people were still coming out of the ground talking about how you'd played, because it was such a focal point for the rest of the team. Did you feel like that was where properly, maybe that was your best performance?
Yeah, it's up there with one of the better performances. I think everyone in the team played really good though, that game. And as I said, I mean, the fans really took us there. You know, you start playing with confidence, and then, you know, great things happen. And yeah, that was a special night. That was great.
Next round in the Europa League, and your next big moment, Lyon away. It had, that kind of represents the last few weeks of your season, this incredible moment, but with something that came after that took the shine off. But the goal itself was fantastic.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's just Lyon, again, Lyon, great team. And, you know, obviously because of our situation in the league, it may seem that we sometimes go into games with a bit of, I don't know, we're never really the underdog, but I feel like teams maybe try and maybe think they have the upper hand on us. And this goal just came in a great timing. You know, I think we were all happy. In the end, we couldn't really complain with the tie, but I think in this moment, yeah, it was just nice. Scoring for Man United is always nice.
Yeah.
That was, and then at home, we all know what happened. So.
Yeah. The home game.
Yeah, man.
What was the experience like for you?
I was sitting right there with Mata, next to Mata, and Toby was with us, you know, all the injured players. And first half, I was sitting in the box with my friend. And the second half, I moved to this box. So the first half, we're up 2-0, and I'm just saying to Mata, I'm like, man, I'm so jealous, man, of the guys, you know, like playing like in this podium, you know, like up, winning, you know. And then they scored. They scored 4. I don't know how. And I was just silent. And then I saw Brunos score the penalty, and I was like, in myself, just kind of like praying, like one more, you know, penalties at least, you know, just score one more. And I done my hamstring already, and if it weren't for my hamstring, I probably would have jumped from here onto the pitch, because that was that feeling of when I saw Harry score. That feeling is like this is why you love football. You know what I mean? Just like made you feel like a kid again. That was one of the craziest nights I've ever had, and I didn't even play.
Those moments make you feel like a kid again for everyone in the ground. But was that also a moment where you thought, this is why I'm here at Old Trafford at United?
We went down. I don't think I almost broke Carlos's back, the assistant coach, when I saw him, because, you know, we were hugging that tight, and then it was crazy scenes, man. Crazy.
Yeah. The Athletic game as well. First of all, away.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the footage you watching at home.
Man.
It's brilliant.
My voice was gone, man. The first half was, you kind of watched the game a bit nervous, and then and Harry just starts dribbling on the wing and like, what's going on? I'm sorry, Harry, but I wanted you to pass that ball away so quick when I saw him dribbling. Anyway, yeah, we scored. And I just lost my voice. I was just genuinely very happy for the boys. I was so happy.
On the final thing on these 5 big moments, going back to the Lyon games, I got carried away on the other games, but your injury followed soon after the Lyon away game.
Yeah.
In that Newcastle game, you'd been playing. So you'd had the goal away at Lyon, but then you were playing really well at Newcastle as well. How did you deal with that setback?
Yeah. This injury, you can sort of feel what you have, and I knew from the start that was bad. So yeah, man. I mean, you cry a little bit, and then you just have to get over it.
Okay, let's go through 5 quotes from your first season, beginning again at the start.
All right.
From your signing interview. You said this about your mum: "I hope she forgives me now for all the times I came home late and all the times you might have broken something in the house." How proud have your family been of your first season at United?
I think very proud. My mum is very fanatic.
Yeah.
She's a very fanatic fan of mine, and she always wants me to do better and play and, you know, shoot, score and everything. And my dad knows a bit more what also comes with it on the side, you know. So I think they're both very proud, but obviously know that there's still room for improvement. But it's not easy to. It isn't easy. It's the biggest club in the world, so you know. And from where I come from, the chances of being here at this club are very, very small. So that already is something to be proud of, and I'm pretty sure they are.
I'm sure you reflected when you joined the club, but when you sign, it's so mad the first few weeks. But has this time out allowed you to reflect a bit more?
I'd say the first few weeks you don't even really know what's going on, because I'm looking back now and I'm like, that wasn't normal, you know. It isn't normal to sign for a club this big. So in the first few weeks, you're just like, wow, but you don't really know what's going on. You just look back and then you'll be like, wow, yeah, that was crazy.
Is this time
you really made that happen? You know. So yeah, that's what it, man. That's mad.
Yeah, yeah, it is. I've got one from Ruben here, who said this must have been around the Arsenal game. I think it was after he scored the penalty against Arsenal. He said he was talking about the credit for you responding to the setback. And he said every time, even when Josh is not playing, our away fans were singing the Joshua Zirkzee song. And that's massive for the player. The reaction in here was ridiculous. But when we then went to the away games and you heard that support coming, did that give you the confidence?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Confidence, but more so, you know, gave a reason to work even harder, to do even more, to not let them down. And the least thing you can do is repay them hard work, whatever, anyway. So, yeah.
Another from Ruben, who said at the same time, he said, "I explained the situation because as a former player, I wanted to hear an explanation from the coaches often." What was that conversation like, and what were those few weeks with Ruben like? Did he give that support as well?
He asked me if I was fine. I said, "Don't worry," and he's been pushing me ever since. So there's And that's not it. There's nothing else I'd really want.
Someone who makes
He's
going to make you the best player you can be.
Yeah, and well, he's here and he wants to do that with everyone. So, and I wouldn't want him to focus on anything more than just that. So if I wouldn't be fine, I probably would have told him. But I mean, it's not a kid's game here. It's next day, and I think he wanted a player who can move on no matter what happens. Yeah. So
Bruno said the script was already there for a long time. He says, you know, when you're a good person, when you do the right things, you can have bad moments, but at the end, everything will come through strong.
Bruno said that.
Yeah.
Nice words, man. I wish he'd tell them to me as well sometimes in person.
Is he another with high standards? But he said that publicly.
No, that's nice. That's nice. No, Bruno, I mean, just shows you Bruno's the captain. Bruno will go to war for any of us. So I expect nothing less than this.
Okay, final one from Kobe. And he was doing his celebration down there against Leon. This was when he was with the ground, sending love to my shooter.
Yeah.
What did it mean seeing him do your celebration in that moment?
For Kobe Mano to do that for me, I mean, it just shows the love he has for his teammate. And, you know, Kobe's a great player. I didn't expect him to do it. But I hate to say it, he might even did it better than I did.
You're not handing it over to him though. You can have it back. Later.
I'm sorry, Cobbs. I cannot hand it over to him. I cannot. But he, because when he scored, I was celebrating so much. I didn't see him doing it live. I was somewhere jumping on my left leg and pushing Mata, you know, grabbing him by the neck or whatever. So I saw it after the game. He showed me. He said, "Hey man, did you see what I do?" I said, "Yeah man, he scored a great goal. Nice." He said, "No, did you see the celebration?" And I saw the picture and I was like, that looks better than any other picture that I had doing that celebration. Yeah. So it was a great moment. I felt honored. Yeah.
Favorite sportsman? Can be past or present.
Favorite sportsman?
Or athlete, or
probably LeBron.
LeBron,
Cristiano. LeBron, Cristiano's probably.
If you have to pick one.
Pick one.
Yeah.
I like both, you know. I'll say Cristiano, because that's just like, you know, he's like the Superman of sportsmen, you know. But LeBron James is up there.
Okay.
LeBron James is up there.
Favorite musician?
At the moment, or all time?
All time.
You'd have to ask me what genre, because I have too many.
What's your genre if you're at home? Not when you're trying to get hyped before a game, just when you're
if I'm at home,
relaxing, yeah.
I'd probably say Drake.
Okay.
Drake is up there. Yeah. Drake's oh no, Drake, definitely Drake. I don't even know. Drake's 100% number one. I listen to Drake all the time. Yeah, Spotify rap, Drake's number one. Drake. Yeah.
Favorite dinner?
My mom's food. Rice and stew. Nigerian. Spicy. Yeah. My mom's food will always be number one.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, man.
Favorite teammate to travel with?
This team?
Yeah.
So this is like the travel, right? So you're on the train, like who do you want to sit next to?
Yeah.
Sorry, Mata, but I'll probably go Noose. Noose is my guy.
Final one. Favorite thing to do away from football?
Me and Noose go fishing. Fishing is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. We enjoy fishing a lot.
Where do you? I was going to ask where you go in Manchester, but I won't do that because people might know.
No, whenever the sun shines and we have a free day or a recovery day, or we're not too close to match day, me and us will go fishing. It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Very relaxing. Very relaxing.
When did you start doing in the dump? Like
a month ago. Noose kind of talked me into it because Noose did it before, and now every time, yeah, it's very, very peaceful. So,
yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah, man. Some big carpers and stuff. We caught some big fish, man.
You're gonna do that some summer holiday if you go fishing in like a different country.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. It's definitely an activity that I most of the time will say yes to because it's just very relaxing, you know.
Yeah.
Really find peace.